Well, first day back in a week. Decided to be patient. Every time I'm gone for a week, it always takes a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. Volatility's been super high. Found 2 trades. We're going to recap those now. These were done in my live stream. So make sure you come hang out and watch that live on my main channel, Trades by Matt. These were done on my 50K Apex funded account. So you can use code TBM for 80% off right now. Let's go and dive into today's recap. Yo, good morning. Welcome back. I did not watch the markets at all while I was gone. I think I checked Discord maybe once every day while I was there, something along those lines. And the initial pulse check that I got was that it potentially was a good thing that I was gone. It sounds like it was crazy volatility or something. I don't know. I haven't looked at the daily chart yet to see. But apparently the last 3 days or whatever was, I guess, fairly tough, maybe. It was classic, very volatile. Yeah. Whenever I'm out of town, volatility is insane. It's a given. It's literally like one of the 3 truths of the market. The market will always try to F you. It takes a long time to figure it all out. And if Matt's out of town, the volatility is going to be insane. But I'm back now. So you can expect most likely either VWAP chop or just a very flat range. Now that I'm back, we're here on the stream. I'm excited for some volatility, but we all know that after I'm gone, volatility is here. Then whenever I come back after a week, it dies. So anyways, markets are open. Good luck. Be smart, be patient. Let's have a good day. We got news on the session at 9, I believe. 9 o'clock, wholesale inventory is coming out. We got Trump signing executive orders at 1 o'clock central. I don't even know what caused the volatility. Let me know if you know what caused volatility. I literally have been fully disconnected, so it was amazing. It was totally amazing to be disconnected. Goose hunting was epic. The first day was absolutely mind-blowingly incredible. We had a small group get paired with us on the first day because they were like, this is going to be insane. Like, are you okay with us loading up people in here? We were like, yeah. So they were from North Dakota, and they've been snow goose hunting for, I think they said 6 or 7 years. And they were like, that was one of the top 2 or 3 days they'd ever seen from a number of geese perspective. You saw my Instagram story, I put it up there, but the whole sky was black at moments. I mean, I think the guide said probably 25, 30,000 birds in the air. We got 110 the first day, so triple digits, which was super cool. Then the next day, we got 15 birds or something. There ended up becoming crazy winds. Crazy winds. It started pretty calm, got some birds. Winds picked up to 25 miles an hour, saw less birds. Ended up gusting at 60 miles an hour. And then that continued all the way up to 90 miles an hour that night. All the way until I left, it was still 50 mile an hour winds. So our hunt yesterday morning got canceled because the winds were too high. The birds weren't gonna fly. So we ended up leaving early. I got back earlier, which is actually really nice. So instead of getting back at midnight, I got back at 3 p.m. Got a good night of sleep, feeling refreshed for today. But the first day literally made the whole trip worth it. It was so cool. It was just a classic, it was a classic snow goose hunt that you would see on YouTube or something, where it's just black, swarms of just black swarms of birds doing the whole tornado vortex down. It was so sick. What happens to the goose meat? You eat it. We had poppers one night with some of the birds, but most of the guys took them home. I took home 2 breasts. Goose is not my favorite, but I took some home. And the crazy thing is we got 100 birds, which seems like a lot, but I mean, we literally saw 30,000, 40,000 birds or whatever, 25 to 40. I mean, it's hard to guess. The sky was just black for 3 hours. And it made sense why conservation snow goose season is a thing, because it was just, that was in our little half-mile radius that we could see. Who knows how many others there were, I got a funny story for y'all. How was the truck on the road trip? Truck was great on the road trip. Very comfortable. I put 1,600 miles on it because we had to drive to the hunts also that were basically in Nebraska. So the truck did great. Funny enough, my group of friends, we've had this an ongoing joke for about maybe 7 or 8 years at this point, a very long time, where we have a set of truck nuts that gets we prank each other by putting them on each other's cars when we don't know, when you don't know what's happening. And then if you get the truck nuts on you, then it's up to you to put it on someone else's car. It just gets passed around our friend group. It's been going for 8 years. And it's always hilarious because sometimes people don't. Sometimes people see it right away. Sometimes they don't. And someone's driving around with truck nuts on their car for, you know, a couple days or whatever until they find it, and it's pretty funny because they're douchey, and it's just a good clean fun, right? So anyways, my friend, I forgot that he had them last, so he put the truck nuts on my car while we stopped for gas in Texas, and I didn't know. So I had the truck nuts on my car from Texas all the way through Oklahoma and into Kansas. And so we go to this place called Spangles to eat dinner through a drive-through, and this guy comes out, like just a classic meth head, honestly. No teeth, young guy, no teeth at all, a little psychotic. He comes out just like, ha, 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 like this creepy laugh. I was like, what the hell? He goes, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen on the back of your truck. And I was like, looked at my friend, and I was like, no way, you got me with the truck nuts? And he's like, I got you like 1,000 miles ago with the truck nuts. So I was laughing. I was like, okay, that's funny. Like, this is a great time to have the truck nuts on, is when you're in a different state on a hunting trip or whatever. And so the next morning, I left the truck nuts on there because I was like, oh, it's a hunting trip. I'll leave the truck nuts on. It's funny. We're driving to the hunt. I get pulled over at 4:50 in the morning on some back road, Kansas highway. All four of our trucks are in a line. Kansas has very slow speed limits, honestly, and there's like no lenience. In Texas, you can go like 10, 12, 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, pass a cop, and not get pulled over. I was going 12 over. I was going 77 and a 65 at 4 in the morning, almost 5 in the morning. I get pulled over. It's a woman cop. Okay, it's a woman cop. She gets out of her car, turns on the flashlight to look at my license plate, and stares at my license plate and the truck nuts for about 15 to 20 seconds. Just like confused, trying to understand what's going on. Comes up to us and was like, you're going however fast. It's like, all right. She's like, why are you going that fast? I was like, it's a wide open road. There's no one out here, honestly. Like, that's why. And my friend was like, and the truck nuts are not his. It was a prank, yada, yada, yada. And she starts dying laughing herself. She's like, all right, well, if you're going hunting, you're with that group, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, good luck on your hunt. Like, I'll just give you a warning. The truck nuts are funny. And got off with a warning as well. And the first pull over in the truck, and I got a warning with a female cop. So all in all, and she thought the truck nuts are funny. So some pretty good stuff there. But it was me and my friend were just dying laughing. Like, she was just staring at the truck nuts. And those truck nuts are like pretty aggressive. Not to get too detailed, but they're like pretty veiny, nasty. And then that was the last time that the nuts were ever seen. They got buried in a field somewhere on that hunt. We never saw them again. So they made their journey. They lived their life in Texas, made their journey up north, and then are now resting in peace somewhere. Intentionally buried? No. They fell off my truck somewhere while we were like off in the field somewhere. I have no idea. So hilarious, man. It was a very funny 24 hours between the Spangles meth head laughing and then the cop also laughing, and then they're just gone. That's the type of trade that like I'd be interested in taking the short here at 50, you know, but we have the candle closing in. It was closing in 30 seconds when it happened. The 5-minute candle was. And it's like a strong 5-minute close here, I think, changes the outlook. Still feels like I should probably be buying instead of selling. Aggressive 28, less aggressive 25, maybe. Something like this. Or 28 like this. Off of this wick. Part of me thinks we just don't even do it. We just run for 500. Make the full rotation to 580. I'm going to take a quick little stab long here. I'll have it at 35, prior low. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But everything's been getting bid up, so I want to take it. Delta's a little questionable. But we haven't broken a prior low yet, so I'm going to take that and see if it will work. I'm actually going to go move that break even too, so I don't... Yeah. $5 there. That's a terrible fill. It's okay. It's not worth it to get swept on. I think if we break this prior low, it sweeps hard. There's the breaker prior low. So that ran up 7 points in the money. I ended up with a scratch trade there. Ran up 7 points in the money. I mean, I imagine we go to view up now. It's worth a stab there. Cheap trade, all things considered. I'm down $5, but the trade was cheap. Delta was trying to hold up for a second, and then it got slapped again. And the point of invalidation was pretty clean there, right? On the break of the prior low, which slapped us another 30 points. Glad I moved it break even. Are they trying to flip it green? Imagine we just do 500 in this one 5-minute candle in the next 40 seconds. Last 5 minutes were similar to the when you've been gone. Well, the last 5 minutes, this is very blowing account price action. This is the type of price action that just wrecks you. You either get your account blown in one trade by over leveraging on a 50-point 1 minute drop and pump, or you FOMO in, you get stopped out at the lows on like a long, and so then you FOMO short because it's got so much strength and it goes right back up and you miss it both ways. We've got a lot of juice higher. The 500. It feels like that's the trajectory, but it's about getting in somehow, right? And it's like, do we roll over hard, VWAP 80s, 60s, 50s, right? Before we go hunt 500, I don't know. Like even IB here is sketchy. It's like we just ran 40 points in this candle. We ran 40 points and counting, and we're about to run the 500 block. So if we run the 500 block, it's like, okay, so what now? Like, do we still retest IB? If so, where are we going? We got a 450, 440 block now down below. It's an IB test. I'm going to take it, but... Oh, and we got a wick test, huh? Dang it. Which one makes more sense? I think IB makes more sense. Goes for the wick test straight up. I'm going to leave this on for a second. The wick test is the much better fill there. Wick test was instant 10 plus points. I'm going to open this up. Test the prior opens. Move that break even as well. It looked really good for a second. I thought for sure it was right idea. Get stopped out. I'm flat on the day. I'm gonna call it here. That ran up. That did exactly what I needed to do. The absolute play was the wick test. Hands down, the wick test was money there. I got in at IB. In the moment, I don't really know if there's a way to know which one's right and which one's wrong. The wick test was absolutely money though, so if you grab that, GG's. Base hits, sure. It also did exactly, I mean, it was 2 points away from getting filled out, so it's like, I don't really hate it. I don't hate that I did that. I think it was very close to being exactly what I wanted. The wick test was exactly what I wanted. I just didn't grab it.